The Old Testament, and which is what we're going to get to more in this By Water and Blood series, that it wasn't really a covenant made with man because man couldn't keep it. But God is pretty clever. So in the Old Testament, you see him always just harping towards man of keeping his covenant. Oh, you're breaking my covenant. I'm going to judge you, And if you look through the Old Testament, God just seems mad all the time. Judgment, judgment, judgment. Because what's happening is the men and women of the Old Testament, they cannot keep this covenant that they're commanded to keep. But God's really slick. He knows that going in. You don't think God knew that he's going to give all the entire first covenant that is talked about, particularly in the first 5 books of Moses, that you don't think he knows that men are going to fall short at this? But God's kind of slick. He keeps saying it and saying it and saying it. And listen, because if he tells you to keep it, you're required to keep it. There's no way to get out of it. Even though you can't keep it, he's still requiring you to keep it, and you'll still be judged for not keeping it. But God is very slick. Really what he's doing is he's saying all that really to one person. He's really saying all that to Jesus, who's going to come on the scene later. And then because Jesus is one who is born from the womb of Mary, conceived by the Holy Spirit with life in his spirit. So Jesus is the one that really can keep that old covenant. And that's really who God is talking to. And we're going to see that more as we go in the By Water and Blood series. But I absolutely love that. So let's look at this verse. So whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises. So now that Jesus has fulfilled that first covenant, and then he died and left you something in his will, what he left you in the will is him keeping that first covenant. So when he was rose again from the dead, really that was the fulfilling of the old covenant. He absolutely dotted every I, crossed every T, but then he died under the weight of our inability to keep it. And then he left us something in his last will and testament when he died, which was his very life that kept the old covenant. So we now have within us fulfilled every promise of the Old Testament, that just like Jesus kept it, now we can keep it because we have the same life in him that he kept it with.